Hey guys, it's David here from Love Music. Today I'm going to demonstrate for you two of the newer Fender effects pedals. These pedals have come out in the last couple of years and you'll notice that Fender are bringing out quite a few of them. From what I understand, these are a bit of a passion project for some of the guys in the factory in California, and that's where you get some really interesting features from them. Today I'm going to be showing you the Pugilist Distortion pedal and the Bubbler Chorus pedal. What these two pedals have in common is that they both have two engines in them. So the distortion pedal, you've got two distortion settings that you can blend between, and the chorus has two chorus settings that you can go between. So you can have a slow one and a fast one, or a heavily modulated one and a not so heavily modulated one. So there are some quite interesting things you can do with that. Okay, so just looking at the features of the Pugilist first, you've got a tone and a gain control for the A engine, and a tone and a gain control for the B engine. The A engine is a lower gain setting, the B engine is a higher gain setting. You've got a blend control, so the blend control is going between the two modes, and then a blend or series switch. So the blend switch means that you're blending between them, which will make sense once we demonstrate it. Or the series cascades the two into each other, so you end up with lots of distorted signal going into each other. You've got a bass boost switch. So the bass boost switch, they recommend you have it on if you're going into a clean amp, which we're doing, or off if you're going into a overdriven amp, which will already have a good amount of bass signal. And then you've also got a level control. So the level control is, as you would expect, it's controlling how loud or quiet the signal is. Now we'll deal with the Bubbler Chorus pedal. So for the Bubbler, it's a little bit different from how the distortion goes. I mean, apart from it being a completely different effect, you've got a rate and a depth control for 1 and for 2, and the idea is that one of them will be a slow effect and one of them will be a fast effect. However, both of those engines are the same, from what I could hear anyway. So you could theoretically have one that had a deeper level of chorus, or one that had a shallower level, or a whole bunch of different things that you can go between. The level control is controlling how much of the effect is in there. So if that's all the way down, it will be a dead clean signal, or all the way up will be everything going through the chorus. So that's a little bit different from the Pugilist. This switch here is going between a sine wave and a triangle wave. They're quite different sounding effects. To me, a sine wave almost sounds tremolo-ish, whereas the triangle is more of what I would think of as a chorus pedal in my experience, but I understand they're both modulation effects that you're going for. The sensitivity knob we'll get to later on, I think. Okay, so let's have a look at the sounds that we can get from the Pugilist distortion pedal. We're going to be dealing with it on the blend mode initially, so that we can hear how the different distortion engines sound. There is a little bit of a bleed across, but it gives you a bit of an idea. So this is the clean sound. Okay, now with the gain A. A little bit of distortion there, but not heaps. More, and then so it's a low gain and by distortion standards, but that is still quite a gainy, quite a distorted type of sound that you've got there. Now what I've found is that the gain level at full on for gain A is pretty similar to the gain level about midway on, so at about 12 o'clock position here for B. So this is A again. of a tonal difference there. The A circuit seems to be a little bit warmer, whereas the B circuit seems to be a bit brighter, but similar. But then as we get louder, we get up to a more distorted sound. Now with the blend effect, you can do a whole bunch of different kind of things, and that's why I think this pedal is a little bit more interesting than some of the distortion offerings that are out there at the moment. When you have it down, so if we have the gain A, so it's more on that side of things, so we've got a bit of gain there coming through. And then on gain B, we're going to have it all the way up. You still get quite a clean attack, but then as the sound progresses, you start to hear that distortion B more coming through, so you're getting more of that coming through. And the reason for that is the higher the gain level, the more the saturation and compression and sustain you end up getting from the sound. So that note lasts longer on the gain B one. So it's quite a cool effect doing it like that. Going in series is where the pedal really kind of takes off in terms of higher gain levels. When it's in series, the blend control does nothing. Basically, you're just taking the gain signal and then you're putting it into the next gain signal. So you're getting like twice, well, not twice as much, but twice as much gain. We'll say that. So. Getting like fuzz levels of sustain by that point. Okay, so let's have a look at the bubbler chorus pedal now. So the bubbler chorus, you've got the two rate levels. So first of all, let's just deal with what kind of sound you can get from it. So I'm going to bring the level up a bit so you can hear a good amount of the chorus. So that's at the slower end of things, at the faster end of things. And then bringing the depth up. You're getting that really out of tune, almost sickening kind of level of effect. And on fast, it's almost unusable. So we'll just bring that back a little bit. And so this was the triangle effect, and then the sine effect. So you're getting almost that quite choppy on-off tremolo-ish kind of effect. It's still very much chorus, but it's almost heading into tremolo territory. So when you go between the two rates, let's make this one faster, similar kind of depth. Push the slow fast button, and then suddenly you've got that faster. It's like having two presets. But you can hear a ramping up and slowing down effect, which is pretty cool. Gives you that kind of Leslie speaker type of effect. So you don't just have to do it with speed. You could have one that was quite a high depth, so we'll put the rates the same, and then the depth, so less depth, and then more depth. And where that potentially comes in useful is when you're using the sensitivity knob. So when it's on the slow setting, so on the left hand channel, and you bring the sensitivity knob up, what it's doing is it's taking the volume of your guitar, so when it's louder, it's taking it from here, and when it's quieter, it's taking this side, and you'll see this knob. I'll do it with rate instead of with depth. So you'll see the LED here speeding up and then slowing down as the note gets quieter. So you can get some really interesting effects from mucking around with that. It's definitely a really cool pedal. That is a stereo chorus as well, so you could go out to 2 different amplifiers and get the really big wide sounding chorus effects as well. So that's the Pugilist Distortion pedal and Bubbler chorus from Fender. They're both really interesting versions of their pedals. You get your very classic kind of distortion sound from the Pugilist and your classic chorus sound, but they make it their own by adding the ability to kind of blend or go between the different effects. There are some really cool little features like the series or blend feature on the Pugilist, or the triangle and the sine wave, which takes it from being just a basic chorus pedal and makes it way more interesting. They come in all metal enclosures. You've got a magnetic part at the front here for getting into your 9V, which is really easy. And the LEDs, you're able to turn them on or off. So if you're on a dark stage, you can see them easier, or if it's distracting, you can just have them off. But yeah, really cool pedals. If you'd like any more information about them, I know Fender have a lot of information on their website or on our website, lovemusicshop.co.nz. We'll have a bit of information about them also. Feel free to pop in to try them at some stage once the lockdown's over. But yeah, if you like what you've seen today, hit subscribe on our page, or head across to our Facebook, Love Music Taupo, to see more information. Thank you.